Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Deep Space Nine Reactions. I am Fred. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. For those who are new here, we are watching every episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine in order. It's my favorite Star Trek series, and this is basically my excuse to create some content for this pokey little YouTube channel of mine that's not that isn't stuff from my Twitch channel. More on that when we get to the opening credits of the episode. Anyway, uh, the format of those videos is I am watching the episodes in full from start to finish. Hence why these are 50 minutes long, give or take. Sometimes a little bit longer, sometimes a little bit shorter. I basically am reacting, talking, commenting on the dialogue, scenes, and anything I notice throughout the course of the entire episode. I will make references to episodes prior as well as episodes later in the series because again DS9 is my favorite series. You will not see any footage of the episode in question. That is all blurred out and obscured as indicated down here in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Even though I was motioning to my left, to you it's your right. Obviously, it was and any ambient audio you hear is mainly what I could pick up from the speakers to my microphone, yada 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 yada. Y'all know by now. If you're watching every week, and I know a few people are. I do know that. So this week's episode is Profit Motive. What I remember about this episode is the episode that's the Grain Nagus is rewritten by the wormhole alien. The the celestial, he ends up in the wormhole. He finds an orb and he gets rewritten, and it's basically the kickstart of a lot of the Ferengi reforms that we will hear about over the course of the rest of the series. Um, uh, so it's basically the start of what leads to Rom becoming Grand Nagus at the end of Deep Space Nine in a roundabout way. But a lot of the things that are introduced throughout the course that were introduced up to this point regarding Ferengi culture, it's like, okay, time to move it forward a little bit. This is the kickstart of a lot of that. Yeah, that I just remember it's a fairly comedic episode. I don't remember anything else beyond that. So with that said, let's get into it here. It opens up with Quark getting an ear job. That's one hell of an opening. Tell her again about what? Oh, Quark has 100 self-stealing stem bolts. Self-stealing stem bolts, the most useful and useless item in all of Star Trek. She's so excited. She was just there working on those ears. He can't wait. It's like this is a one way great thing about Star Trek, or at least with the Deep Space Nine and the Ferengi. You can basically open up with the equivalent of Quark getting a job of hand on his ears, and like the meaning just works. Quark is a very unusual Ferengi. Pleasure before business. Yeah, Quark wants some Saurian brandy. Where's his brandy? Is something wrong? What's wrong, Rom? Spit it out. Has Rom lost his mind? Not yet. She's willing and she's wealthy and she wants to buy our stem bolts. What's so important that's popped up, Rom? Spit it out. The Grand Nagus Zek. As big as life. It's inconceivable. At least the female character here is smart enough to realize, oh, it's the Grand Nagus. Time to scoot. The dude who plays Zek's assistant, well, Mardu or whatever, is a guy named Tiny Ron. Nothing tiny about that man. He is huge. And as the Rock goes flying through space, let's get a little side business aside here. Obviously, like, comment, subscribe, all the usual jazz as it relates to a YouTube channel. Also, 7 nights a week, I am live over on Twitch. 5 p.m. start times on Saturdays and Sundays. 9:30 p.m. start times Monday to Fridays Eastern Time. And here's what we are currently featuring over there: Yakuza Like a Dragon, Sandland, and starting this upcoming Wednesday, Abiotic Factor as our next co-op game. And also at some point in the come September, October is plans are for Gears of War E-Day. And obviously in the description below, if you want to donate a few dollars, help kick the lights on, support the channel. There is, of course, the PayPal donation link. All fund goes to the operation of this channel, and obviously, bills. That covers the the side stuff that I mentioned. Anyway, the opening scene, pretty good opening scene, is like a bit comedic with Quark doing business with a gorgeous alien beauty. And the introduction of, hey, this is going to involve the Grand Nagus, which is inconceivable. You're obviously going to start thinking I don't know the meaning of that word. Meanwhile, Bashir is. Oh, now I remember what the secondary plot of this is Quark fretting over being up for an award or something. Yeah. So it comes across as a bit of a slice of life episode for Bashir. Tell him what's going on. The Federation Medical The nominees for the award: Dr. April Wade of the University of Nairobi, Hila Savina at the Vulcan Medical Institute, Henry Rogan at Central Hospital on HF5, Betrayal of Vanduria, and Bashir, CMO of Deep Space Nine. Although Bashir hasn't really done much in terms of innovative medicine. Who put Bashir's name up for consideration? Oh, Jadzia put him up for nomination. It's like she used Curzon's old. This is Jadzia's fault. He's the youngest nominee, so now the pressure is on. Oh, and Renee Auberjonois directs this episode. He just took a drink and he runs away. Yeah, they're finding that to be unusual because again, it's a B plot. It's a secondary plot here. Jazia's mad. It's like she wanted him to be thrilled for being nominated. But Bashir doesn't want anyone to make it a big deal. And Jadzia is a big deal. She's proud of him. She put up his name, her reputation, or at least Curzon's reputation. What work has he been doing? He has not come through with any major medical breakthroughs at this point in the series. April Wade is 106. But Bashir is raising a point. The Carrington Award, as the way he's describing it, is like it's meant to be the crowning achievement of someone's career. Bashir is a young doctor. He is the youngest nominee. And April Wade, as he points out, is 106 years old. He has a great line saying when she was first nominated 3 years prior, people thought it was premature. Like, it's weird how Jadzia just doesn't get it. Oh, and Quark has been forced to live in Rom's quarters. Hold the shells. Oh, it looks like a glass of lemonade. Oh, it's snail juice, but it looks like lemonade. Rom's quarters, let's face it, that's basically like my office. It's a complete disaster. He's cleaning his ears. What do you expect him? Naga is off on the Frankenar visiting Moogie. Not Ramada is not going to clean it up. It's his home. How long? How long has Nega's been there? It's like been a couple of days. Daybury and Risky. Ram is stealing from Quark's private stock. Oh, what's that over there? Pixie and Bubble Juice? Nog's favorite. Oh, it's from Quark's stock room. It's like, is Nog ain't the thief? Ram is the thief. Table linens, the chair, table. Everything in Ram's quarter is from Ram's bar, from Quark's bar. Quark is going to do an inventory. What did Ram steal from him? Everything. And Ram has a point. In these quarters, Ram is the boss. If Quark wants his quarters back, kick out the Negus. Yeah, you think, Quark. That's what you need to do. Quark mumbles. And like mumbling is a bad habit. I mumble when I talk, so that's why I always have to try to project my voice. Oh wait, the Ram lives across from Quark. What is the Negus working on? Quark is not going to disturb the Negus. Ram is. Like Zek likes Quark to an extent. Ram has good point. Ram has nothing to lose. Nehadu is not at all intimidating. If we, my boy, what can I do for you, my boy? Who's disturbed? Wait, he was waiting for a visitor. Like I knew you'd be lurking around here someplace. He has something to show him. The new rules of the acquisition. Wait, where's Quark's furniture? Where is Quark's furniture? The new book. The shining triumph of his life. The one that something he'll be remembered for. The Rules of Acquisition, Volume revised for the modern Ferengi. He rewrote the rules. It's not good. Absorb and enjoy the rules. Yeah, you're gonna have to memorize a whole new set of rules. They're gonna be the first Ferengi to benefit from Zek's wisdom. Knowledge in this book is gonna make them rich before their wildest dreams, and I wouldn't say that. The first rule of acquisition is if they want their money back, yes, give it to them. Give it to them. Give it to them? Yeah. And may her dudes is over there just crying on the floor like, what do you expect me to do about it? Things went horribly, horribly wrong. Rule number 21, never place profit before friendship. Oh, what the hell? Rule number 22, letting them tarnishes. A family is forever. Rule 23, money can never replace dignity. I know it can. What is it? 1 to 85. A good deed is its own reward. Quark is about to have a heart attack. He needs to sit down. But there's no chairs because the Grand Nagus got rid of his furniture. Get the rule book away from him. What like, what is Nagus doing? Is like Zek is testing them. Yeah, he's testing their patience. That's exactly what he's doing. You must read the first word of every rule. If, never, keep, profit, all, good, smile, honesty. If profit, a good, smile, honesty. What does it mean? I have means absolutely nothing. That's what it means. Maybe hold the pages up to light. There's something written underneath. Smell the book. Tap the book. Taste the book. Get a paper cut on your tongue. Yeah. The answer is right in front of them. Yeah, you talk to Mahadu. Maybe Negus has gone insane. The Negus is the most brilliant Ferengi alive. Is But what if he believes on that? He can believe. How can anyone believe in that insanity? There must be some brilliant twist and reason why the Negus is doing this, and there is a brilliant twisted reason. The the prophets, encountered their first Ferengi and said, no. You're all a bit much. Y'all need a bit question, a bit correcting. What Quark put down the book. They walk away. And when the Negus feels ready, they have to act like if they know nothing. Yeah, Rob can master not knowing a damn thing. If they really keep profit, a good smile, honesty, man. The Negus wants to buy everyone a drink. Put it on the Negus's tag. He wants to make everyone happy. He was like, I'm telling you, the Negus is not right. He is not right. Where's my water? There it is. The Grand Negus. Everyone gets a drink. Get some Beatles snuff for the niggas. He's lost his taste for it. It's fun for the Frankie, but not fun for the Beatles. Oh, the niggas to sabotage Quark's deal. Her name was Emmy. Her family shipment had arrived with the Latinum. What do you mean he don't think so? The contract was never signed. What, she was charging an outrageous price for those stem bolts? She thought the price was fair. Why wouldn't the Negus explain that she was being overcharged? Why would he do such a thing? Hey, take a shot for Morn if you haven't already. Speaking of which, you gonna get it at wholesale? Quark is about to have another heart attack. What's he gonna do with all those stem bolts? He has 100 growth of them. Eventually, he'll sell them at a fair price. A fair price? No, Rom is the definition of confused. Get some used to the new ways, and this is why Nog's going off to Starfleet Academy. Nog saw this coming. Meanwhile, Mahadu is getting himself a drink. Meanwhile, the dartboard is in a cargo bay. Because the dartboard hasn't been put into Quark yet. Play a game of racquetball? They've played 106 games of racquetball. It's a dart better than racquetball, and easier for them to put the board in Quarks, because that's where most of the scenes take place, is on the promenade. Damn it, Bish. And again, in retrospect of Bashir not doing well in darts in this scene, there is the fact that he is genetically engineered, which does not get revealed until later in the series. And even then, they thought that plot up at the very last minute. So it's kind of weird in retrospect, knowing where Bashir's character arc goes. Oh, Bashir. But it's like saying that Bashir won't stand a chance. Like, well, Brian knows Bashir is talented. There's doctors all over the place saying, "Who the hell is Julian Bashir?" Bashir is that O'Brien is absolutely right, and he's talking about somebody who's playing darts is just rude. Oh wow, how long is Keiko going to be on Bajor? Bashir got a little bit of revenge there. No, trash talking goes a long way. Don't worry about the cost. What is Rom doing? The quarters is the Ferengi Benevolent Association. Boy, Quark is pissed. He is livid, and quite frankly, can't blame him. Rom is the new senior administrator of the Ferengi Benevolent Association. The fact that Nate Zek put Rom in that spot and then later makes him his successor at the end of the series, there's a lot there. The Negus is a visionary. But Rom is malleable, we'll give him that much. And an evolved Ferengi evolved into what? Humans. Which is not really much of a step forward. Time for the Ferengi to move beyond greed. Beyond greed? There's nothing beyond greed. It's the most purest, the most noble of emotions. Greed is dead is the 10th rule. Greed is eternal is the 10th rule. Like, it's going to shake the very foundation of Ferengi society. Again, a lot of the stuff that ends up happening in the series involving the Ferengi again, with Rom being named uh, the successor as Grand Nagus, for women being allowed to wear clothing, women being allowed to do business, and other things as it relates to Ferengi society can be traced back to this particular episode. Granted, when we are introduced to Mugi or Ishka, it's still like that. It's before some of those things get put into place. Thrown from the Tower of Cowmers? That's the tallest building in the Ferengi Alliance. A fall from that height could, yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a big splat if you get tossed off of that tower. There's something wrong with the Nagus. You have to help him before he gets them all killed. But there is a lot here. Ferengi of the Nagus' age, he's in excellent health. Aside from a few vascular damage, he should stop the beat of the snuff thing. He already have. So go in for some exploratory surgery to find out what's wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with the Nagus physically. Like, how many tests could he have thought of? No trauma, brain damage, no mental illness, all his nervous system. It's like everything about the Nagus is imperfectly normal. Investors are always looking for trouble. That's kind of what they're there for. It's like he's sick. It's like, Rue, don't put your hands on the Nagus like that. What tests will Bashir do on Quark? Look, the Nagus in stasis. Is Bashir one of the 5 best doctors in the Federation? He's sometime a quack. No one has. He doesn't have a chance to win the Carrington, and Quark is right there. Now Ruby is beautiful this time of year. Why can't he accept that it's only money? Donated to charity? Fine. And you say he's not sick, Doctor. This is going to be tomorrow a ceremony at the Bajoran Shrine of the Promenade. He's going to give a gift to the Bajoran people? What kind of gift? It's a surprise. So many needy people, so little time. It's as if the Nagus has had an epiphany. Breaking into the Nagus personal shuttle is not only wrong, it's a tough thing to do. Why is he using a hammer though? Oh, and here comes Mahadu. They were repairing the lock. Not a weapon. He was opening the door for him. Like, he doesn't need to say anything. Just come along. Does that count as a gesture? It's like, come along. Does that count like dialogue for someone who does not get any lines? There's the problem. It's a Bajoran or a box. It is the gift. An orb of the prophets. Yes, that's what I said. It's profit motive. It's not profit as in money, profit as in profit. It explains everything about Zeka's been doing. It can be traced back to the prophets, the wormhole aliens. Understand it? Talk to them. Mahadu can't talk. Look inside? It's like, how do you know? It could be just a case. It's too dangerous. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, and the case is open. And Quark gets his own vision as he's sitting on a double wheel. What's the matter, Quark? Spinning out of control, are we? Maybe he's the Grand Nagus. Like he's just spinning round and round and round. Oh wait, Mahadu does speak, but it's the prophet wormhole version. Is he looking for answers? Here's something that's funny. Funny. Cisco has a vision from the prophets. Dax has a vision. Kira has several. Quark has several. You know who never has a vision from the prophets in any shape, way, or form? Kai Wynn. What? Why is Quark so nervous? Is change worth dying for? All he needs is a leap of faith. Speaking of a leap, this is edited real well. The wonderful thing about mystery, sometimes the answers just fall from the sky. What does the Quark have to lose? Open it. And the rules of acquisition. And everyone's there applauding him. That Quark now understands what happened. The new rules were a gift. No, the gift from a gift to Zek. It was a gift not to the Ferengi people, but it was a gift to Zek from them. The Bajoran wormhole aliens, the prophets, them. It did this to him. Tell Mahadu speak to him. He's sobbing. Hyperions can only speak to their masters. Into Zek's personal logs is that Quark is gonna be in so much troubles. Now, how does Zek get the orb, we wonder? He got it from the Cardassians. Zek entered the wormhole, spent a few minutes inside, then came out and headed to DS9. The future was looking very bright indeed. According to Dex, wormhole aliens can see through time. The Negus must have convinced him that he could. The Negus thought that he could get the wormhole aliens to let him see the futures. He said the economic changes throughout the galaxy. The opportunity for profit would have been enormous, but instead he created the new rules of acquisition. Why? Something went terribly wrong or terribly right. And Quark needs to set it right. Technically. What? It does not really involve Rom. So and Rom likes it when he's not involved. And there's Odo. Rene Auberjonois making sure he gets a residual scene. Oddly enough, he doesn't interact with Quark, but interact with Bashir. And you guys joining Bashir at the lunch for the Repliman of all places. Odo has a friend in Starfleet. Odo has a friend in Starfleet Intelligence who's someone who's involved on the Federation Medical Council. According to the friend, her friend hurts. According to the friend that Odo has, her friend who has a cousin on the medical council says that Dr. Way is not going to win the Carrington. Odo's caught up in it too. So it was like, it's Bashir. You should be delighted. He Petrel has it, but Petrel is no means as popular as Dr. Wade. According to your friend, actually my friend's cousins, picture, former roommate. Even Bashir has a shot now. Bashir didn't think he would win before, and he doesn't think he's going to win now. Why has Bashir been working on his acceptance speech? How did Odo know? Just a guess. Like, how did Odo know? Never planned to write an acceptance speech. That's always your first rule, because this way you won't be disappointed if you don't win. Solar flares can be so devastating to a planet's agriculture. No, we can't. No, we can't blame solar flares for how bad the agriculture is here on Earth. $189 a gold plus platinum for some barley. What a deal! Hey boys, what's up? Negus in a bag. About Three Stooges there poking around behind the corner. Hello, hello. Is Negus alright? Are you okay in there? Don't worry, Quark, I forgive you. And Zek is just humming away. It's a very thing that Quark is doing. Or stupid, depending on one's perspective. Ron wishes he could go, but no, he doesn't. Move it, Mahadu. Is everything gonna be okay? That one makes you wonder, because with humming and stuff, sometimes they have to copyright the music if someone is just humming something randomly. All right, Quark brings the Ferengi shuttle to a halt. Yeah, my boy should be very angry with you. He ain't mad. I just grab the ears. Into the wormhole. I don't know if it's being shaking in here. Wormhole aliens are delightful people, but they like their privacy. Can't blame him. It is the orb of wisdom, and that's the key words there. It's one for wisdom, but not Ferengi wisdom, but Bajoran wisdom. The dampening field on the Renegas' ship, he got it at a discount. Oh, no wonder it's shaking all over the place. And now Quark enters the void. Oid, 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 oid. A lot of flashbacks there to different scenes. Is anyone in there? It is corporeal. A physical entity. Not another one. You're the wormhole aliens. Or rather be called prophets. Seems like no one figures that out. Then the Cisco send them. Cisco matters a lot. The funny thing is, like, there was the one scene is like where on the search part one, it was like Cisco has the Grand Nagus coin and Mahadu speaks. Yeah. And again, there's a lot of jump cutting and stuff from all over the place, which makes it a bit disjointed and tough to follow at times, but it does work. What went wrong with us? They did not understand Nagus' request at first. Sisko said corporeal beings valued their linear existence. The Nagus wanted to know things beyond what he wanted to know the future. The prophets regained that more was preferable than less. Talk about profit. And the prophets don't like things aggressive, adversarial, dangerous. It has its effect. And Gisdo was like, does it? Does it really? It was invasive, threatening. They examined the Ferengi history, the totality of the Ferengi's existence, and instead of wiping them out, they said, okay, let's try and correct this. There was a time when the Ferengis was not, acquiring nature was not so pronounced. That the de-evolved the Nagus? The Zek has just been restored to a less adversarial state of existence. The Nagus is the financial leader of billions of Ferengi. He's like he needs to be re-evolved. What's he here to make the man? The Quark is adversarial, aggressive, intrusive. They should do what they did to the other, restore it to a pure existence. Don't be too hasty. There's nothing wrong with acquiring profit. That's what Zek said, and he was right. Look, the Imperial linear lives have certain things in common things, and one of those things is the need to improve ourselves. Our ambition to improve ourselves motivates everything we do. Without ambition, without, dare I say, greed, people will lie around all day doing nothing. They wouldn't work. They wouldn't bathe. They wouldn't even eat. They starve to death, maybe. Is that what the prophets want? Are they so isolated and detached that they'll all sit back and allow the extinction of every corporeal being in the galaxy? Yes. Yes, they would. It's like Quark makes a compelling argument, but these are the wrong people to say it to. Altrin returned to his own species, and best to avoid more contact with the species. But by altering Quark, there's going to be avoiding contact. They're going to be encouraging it. People are going to start asking questions. I mean, look, they changed Zek, and it's just Quark came to find out what's going on. If you leave Quark alone and put the Negatives back the way he was when they met him, I guarantee that they'll never have to talk to any Ferengi again. You have his word on that matter. Linguistic communication is tiresome. She has no idea. Send them back and fix everything. Quark? Quark? Is Quark alright? What about the Nagus? Stop toning up. You're revolting. Get out of here. I have an orb to sound the Bajorans. Did he say so? I'm gonna make him pay to the nose for this orb. Speak my nose, where's my beetle stuff? Nagus, you're back. Give him a hug. You're wrinkling my suit. So we had a suit underneath the robe thing, which is kind of weird in its own way. And now with great pride that the nominees for the Carrington Award, Dr. April Wade, Senva of Vulcan, Dr. Nahanare Ragid, Shurgan of Jin Patel, and Dr. Julian Bashir. The winner is Dr. Henry Roget. Roget? How could I give it to Roget? He was the one person nobody was talking about this entire time. Bashir will win it, maybe in 40 or 50 years. It's like the condolences. You get the hopes up, butter him up, saying he should think he has a chance. Is he handling this well? Believe me, Bashir is not handling it well at all. I remember what I said, Quark. If anyone else asks, you have no idea what happened. What? No one knows what happened to the charity money. I redestroyed every last copy of the revised rules of acquisition. Did he? Did he? The only place the new rules exist is inside Rom's head. Kill him! Within a week, Rom will forget him. Oh, and he's blew his nose on Rom because of that. Intentionally was that lean over to get at Rom. You did good, Quark. Oh, what? Wipe the Negus' snot off his own face. The Negus doesn't have to thank Quark for restoring him. There's one thing that bothers. It would have been nice if Quark got some sort of little profit for his troubles. Rom made enough profit for the both of them. What's he talking about? The Ferengi Benevolent Association. Did you know it was funded with Zek's personal fortune? Rom was the senior administrator, brother. Rom embezzled money from the Negus? Surprise! Father would be proud. Because her father was a terrible businessman. It was a great little brotherly ending scene there. I mean, this is a fine, like, slice in the life episode. A lot of the stuff with the Negus holds up with this episode holds up remarkably well. What I like about this, what I genuinely like about this episode is that the A plot totally works, and when you know where things go with the Negus and where things go with Ferengi over the course of the remainder of the series, again, as I said, a lot of it traces back here. Quark's entire speech about like improving themselves. Well, what do you think the episode "The Magnificent Ferengi" is? Where it's like, hey, you know what? The Ferengi can be more than what they are, and he sets out to prove that in the rescue of Ishka from the Dominion. Everything regarding the things that we will see, definitely a lot of the changes that the Negus announces towards the end of the series, when he names Rom his successor, can be traced back to this very episode. That yeah, the Ferengi do need to evolve, that they have stagnated. I don't think they draw the connection back to this episode, but in its own way, you could argue that a lot of things involving the Negus subconsciously it remains within him. Like, okay, he has the memories of what happened, and so part of him has to see that it's a good idea. You also a good portion of this you actually end up seeing in Star Trek Online, especially. There are a lot of mentions with that, and it's a reason as to why so many why players can play as Ferengi characters and as Federation officers, because it's basically in lore with that game that the Ferengi are encouraged to pursue whatever avenues they want, and not just strictly related to or limited to just pursuing business ventures. So there's all that there with this episode. Again, it makes it a good, fun episode. Is it important in the grand scheme as it relates to the Dominion War and other major plot points regarding Bajor and Cardassia? No. But it does have longer term implications for things that if you pay attention to the show itself, if you're watching it for the first time, and if you again watch it for the first time, and then you see where the Ferengi go in other aspects of Star Trek, things that are set after Deep Space Nine, with the exception of the Ferengi one shot appear. A couple of times the Ferengi appear in Star Trek Voyager. There's 2 instances of that. There's enough there. Yeah, okay, the Ferengi, they get themselves shortened out, straighten out. Ugh, words. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up here. What's next week's episode? Oh, Visionary. Okay, that's gonna be a fun one where O'Brien jumps to the future and sees himself die again and 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 again. On a side here, I have been asked why don't I do these twice a week? Because I do have other creative endeavors that I do. I also day job and streaming. That's why I only do one of these a week. Plus, it's kind of tough. Keep talking for an hour straight. So with that said, tighten your friendship bracelets. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, or over on the Twitch channel, whichever the case may be. Bye, folks.